Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. My name is Prakash, and today I will be presenting a demo on Spring AI, a powerful new framework that integrates artificial intelligence directly into Java applications. Our focus today will be on practical use case, handling error messages in Stripe payment processing. I will explain the traditional way of handling errors, the limitations, and then show you how Spring AI make this much smarter by generating dynamic human readable error message. Along the way, we will also cover the evolution of AI, explore prompt engineering, look look at how Spring AI work with different AI models and finish with some best practices for using AI in production application. By this end of the session, I hope you will understand not only how Spring AI works, but also why AI programming skills are becoming a must-have for all developers in the IT industry. Why AI? Now, let us first. Why AI modern application. Let's begin with a little background. Artificial intelligence is not new. It existed since 1950s. Starting a simple symbolic AI system. Over the years, it evolved into machine learning, where instead of explicitly coding every route, we train machines with data so they can find patterns. Later, there comes deep learning, where neural networks attempted to mimic the structure of the human brain. This opened the door to breakthrough in computer vision, speech recognition, and natural language processing. Today, we are in the age of generative AI. Generative AI or Gen AI is not just about recognizing pattern, but about generating brand new content. Text like ChatGPT, ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, and many more. These models are trained on massive data sets and billions of parameters, giving them the power to understand and respond to human language in a way that feel natural. The rise of generative AI has disrupted industry. For example, Google hesitated to release its own AI model widely because they feared it could affect their search engine revenue. But eventually, they too joined the AI race. So why why should we as a Java developer care about this? Because you may ask why should we Java developers care? As mentioned here in Spring AI, why Java developers should care? Because in the near future, every developer will need AI skills. If we ignore AI, we be risking something becoming outdated. And the best part of using AI in Java developing with the Spring AI We can use our existing Java knowledge and integrate AI directly into our application without needing to switch to another language like Python. Now coming to our project, why we are using Spring? As I mentioned in the previous video, whenever we will work with the Stripe payment provider, our application needs to handle three types of response. Three types of response. First one is success response. Second one is valid, valid failure response, which we get from the Stripe's payment service provider. Then third one is no response. No response. Here the valid failure response means card failure, insufficient fund, something like that. Or something like when we calling when the invoker calls the our PSP through us without mentioning the product name, quantity, something like that. Now, no response means fail to connect to this type system. There is a timeout, service unavailable error, something like something unexpected. In Java, we typically build a HTTP service engine that manages these response. 200 workday is for success we use 200 workday is the HTTP status code for success, and for this error which throws from the type system we generally use for 4xx or 5xx, and for this we throw a generic exception. Whenever we need to give an error response from our side to the invoker for the error given by the Stripe system, we need to we need to analyze the JSON and just a moment. Analyze the JSON and need to analyze the JSON and convert and understand what is the error that is coming from the Stripe system. And to do this by understanding, for example, if the error is something like this, in this, the type is the only thing which is not null value. So we can only guarantee say that the type is the only thing we will get in every error response. But other than this, the code, the message, and these and all are not uh, these and all are not not null value. So we cannot guarantee say that we will get this response for every error. So if we want to do it manually, we have to doing it manually is a very difficult task to do by converting the error like this. For example, we have already, if you want to do the error, you can see here the error is parameter missing. So we know the parameter missing. The message says the missing required parameter is line items, price, data, currency. So uh, uh, as a developer, we can understand that it is a currency, but we can't send this directly to the entire JSON to the invoker. And in the parameter field, the line item 0, price, data, currency, it's also mentioned. But the invoker says that he doesn't want the entire JSON, but he just wants a one-liner saying what is the error. I don't need this entire JSON. So we have to manually combine these JSONs by converting. If you want to make a meaningful one-liner through this JSON, we have to first check for is there is a code present in this JSON for every error. So if you want to say code not equal to null, add this to the error message like this parameter missing. So another so message is not equal to null. So we have to say missing required parameter. We have to all the message to the error. So like this we have to do for each and every one. That's the one way we can do the convert the error message. And another way, but most developers end up just returning a fixed error code like stripe error 40,004. But this is not helpful for the user. It does not tell them why their payment failed. What we really want is a clear one-liner error message like uh, currency is missing. Please enter the valid parameters. That's the one way we want the one-liner. But how do we get there without writing dozens of lines of parsing code for every error case? That's where Spring AI comes into play. With Spring AI, instead of manually parsing these error message, we can feed the entire JSON error object to an AI model, and model will generate a simple, meaningful error. For example, let me show you with the chat GPT. Give me a one-liner error message without saying like as you can see we have to, if it is an easy way. By using AI, we can just get a missing required parameter, line item, zero price data currency, which is an e- easy method than manually passing this by ourselves and checking. Always put a check condition if there is a this parameter field is there, that field is there. So using AI is a easy one. That's where say, Spring AI comes into play. With the Spring AI, instead of manually passing, we can feed the entire JSON error object to an AI model and meaningful model will and the model will generate a simple, meaningful error. See, missing required parameters. Just a short and crisp. Is. So now we are going to see why Spring AI. Why Spring AI? Spring AI is the new project from Spring ecosystem. The same people can see. This is what Spring AI. Spring AI is a new project from Spring ecosystem. Same people who gave us the Spring Boot. Their goal is to make AI integration seamless for Java developers. Spring AI allows us to connect to multiple AI providers, OpenAI, OpenAI, Hugging Face, Meta's Llama via Olama, Amazon Bedrock, and Google Gemini. Using this, we can work with text, images, audios, and embeddings. Use familiar Spring Boot style configuration, dependencies, and annotations. In our Stripe example, Spring AI solves the biggest problem, dynamic error message generation. As you can see, we need to provide a we need to provide a dynamic message based on the Stripe response. Instead of manually passing a JSON object with dozens of fields, we can simply write a prompt like summarize this Stripe error JSON into one line of user-friendly text. So that's the way we can use AI. Spring AI sends the JSON to the AI model and we get a clear human readable error message. Message. And you can see AI features. Support for all major AI model providers such as Anthropic, OpenAI, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Olama. Support model types includes chat completion, embedding, text to image, audio transcription, text to speech moderation, portable API support across AI providers for both synchronization and streaming APIs. So chat client API, which is we are going to use this kind of chat client class in our Spring Boot application, and we are going to which is going to use Fluent API for communicating with AI chat models, idiomatically similar to web client and REST clients. REST client, when we are using REST client, we will use REST client APIs, right? That's same like that. We are going to use a chat API. The Fluent API has a method for building up the constituents of a problem. parts of prompt that is passed to the AI model. The prompt contains instructional text to guide the AI model's output and behavior. From API point of view, prompts consist of collection of message. There are two main types of message. User message, which are direct inputs from the user, and the system message, which generated by system to guide the conversation. There are also prompt options that can be specified, such as name of the AI model to use and temperature setting that control the randomness of creativity of the generated output. First, we have for creating a chat client, we have to use something like this: chat chat client, chat client builder. Using like something like this, we are going to build the chat client builder. And as for the getting response from the AI, something like this we are going to use. This is what is known as Fluent API, like a human readable language code that easily can be understand for the users, like prompt user. We are going to say input. We are calling the content. And now for the models, Spring AI API covers a wide range of functionality. Each major features is detailed in its own dedicated section. To provide an overview, the following key functionalities are available. You can see that this is the model. The one closer to the model is chat model, and just using the common one for accessing the AI model is chat client also. So you can see there is so much of AI models: Open AI chat model, Olama, and NVIDIA, Bedrock, Azure Open AI chat model, Jira, Minimax AI, and everything. And in this video, I am going to use Olama, Olama's Olama. In Olama, we are going to go with uh, Meta's Illama, which was developed by Meta. So we are going to use that model. And we are going to use chat client instead of chat model because that is the recommended one. And for the Alama, I'm going to show you. Uh, yes. This is how we are going to, this is how we can say this is the prerequisite is for installing Olama in our local machine. And I'm going to use Olama because for OpenAI, they will charge for some amount of dollars. So Olama is a free open source one. So I'm going to use the Olama version. So in Olama, first we have to download and install the Olama in our local machine, and then I'm going to use Llama's 1 billion parameters, which was developed by Meta's Llama goes with yes. So after downloading and installing it in your local machine, but I have already installed in my local machines, just you have to copy this and go to the command prompt and paste it and run it. Just wait for a second. Yes, you can see. Now we can ask something like, who are you? Which model are you using? You can see I am an artificial intelligence model known as Llama. Llama stands for Large Language Model Meta AI. And for the details of Olama, Olama is a startup founded by Michael Chiang and Jeffrey Morgan. They launched it in 2023 and participated in Y Combinator's Winter 2021 batch based in Palo Alto. The model listed on Olama's model pages are contributed by various organizations and individual developers. Example, Meta AI released Llama 3.1, 3.2, and now 3.3 also. And for using the Olama, we are going to need the dependencies. Now copy this dependency and go to the Spring application. Stop it. Control Shift R. Form.xml. This is the model we are going to need for this. Now, not only this will be needed, we are going to need a build of materials, dependency management. Let's see. On dependency management, the Spring AI build of materials. Using this only, we can put a stable version for the AI we are going to use. Just copy this and paste it below the dependencies. And for the version, go inside Spring AI. Just a minute. So as far as now, the stable version is 1.0.1. And And we have to also know something which is how to access this from uh, we can see the base URL where Olama API server is running in our local machine is localhost 1143. This is the base URL for Olama for connecting our Spring Boot application to the Olama. Now we have to go to the source, to the copying this, which was previously done. So no need to. This gone. Now goes to application properties. Application properties. Pasting the Olama connections here. Uh, we are gonna do something like we are going to bring up the application up and running, and then we are going to start coding. Clean package, waiting build success. So now we are going to go have and build clean spring hyphen boot colon run. Bringing up the application, loading the files. Yeah, the application is up and running. So class, we are going to create a config package, and I'm going to create an app config. We are creating this class to use the chat client base chat client, and the chat client is which is we use to build here in this class only. We are going to build the chat client and give it back to the payment service IMPL for connecting with the AI. Now chat client, chat client, client dot builder chat client builder. We are going to create a function. And now we are going to return the chat client builder dot. So we are configuring. So at the rate configuration and at the rate we by using this we are putting this in the IOC. Now we are need to create a object for this payment service. I final plan, plan. Then we are going to create a constructor, uh, and we are going to test the AI which will be working or not. Okay. Now public init, public void init string response equal to chat client dot prompt dot call dot content. Inside this prompt, we are going to ask the questions we have to say. So, for example, we are going to ask the AI for uh, now just tell me a joke. We are going to log it so we can see it in the screen so we can understand whether this is working or not. Response. For making it a constructor, we are going to use at the rate post construct. Okay, it all running it, still loading. Yeah, the AI model just give us a response. AI model response. Am I walking into the library and ask the librarian, do you have any books on Pavlov's dog and Corinda's cat? That's what the response from the AI we got. Now we can have different variations like instead of using prompt, we can say just as a user. Sorry, we are just passing this parameter here. We can just pass it in the user space. Now say, who are you? What model are you using? As you can see, the AI model says response. Uh, I'm an artificial intelligence model known as Llama. Llama stands for large model meta language. So there are so many ways by using it. There is another way which you can say user and system. System tells the model how to behave and user gives the model a prompt or query. So here we are going to use dot system. Now tell you are a technical assistant. They are going to ask, make the AI model as a technical assistant. You can see there will be a different response this time. Yes. AI model response. You can see I am an artificial intelligence model. I don't have a personal identity or physical presence. Exist solely to assist and provide information to users through text-based conversation. My primary function is to process and generate human-like response based on the inputs I receive. As for my model, I am a type of natural language processing NLP model, especially a transformer-based model developed by Google. My specific architecture and training data are confidential and proprietary, but I can provide some general information and similar models used in various applications such as chatbots and virtual assistants. Yeah, this is what this is how the AI model works. So af- we can also use parameter instead of these hardcode values. So we can pass the values while calling the AI. Using prompts is using type of parameters is known as prompt templates. So as you can see, instead of this, we can also use codes like, yeah, here you can see prompt template. The codes are placed here, and we have used a lambda function by calling where we can see user is a consumer functionality interface. So we have used a prompt user, which is a inherit subclass. So I mean, child class of the user, which has inherited prompt, which has inherited user. The prompt user spec is a subclass. So using that, we have passed the prompt template, and you can see inside the composer, instead of composer, John Williams will become. You can easily see here. John Williams is the one of the most iconic groups, and the five best soundtracks were Jazz, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, E.T., Extraterrestrial, and Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stones. And as far as our code, we are going to need, I have already set some instructions to the AI model and saved it. So I'm going to just copy it and paste it there, and you can see how this works. Before directly using it in our error response from the Stripe application, I have already just for my understanding, I have already done an hard coded error value here. So we can check whether it will work or not. You can see I have already done a template, even given the instructions, which is given the following JSON message from third party API. Read the entire, so put a short, simple summary. Maximum length is 200. Keep output clear and concise. Summarize the message. Uh, don't point info. Read external documentation. So this is the error message. They are passing. So we are calling the AI here. You can see the model error coming from the error AI is Stripe AI API invalid request error due to missing required line item parameters. This is how we have error. So this way AI makes our job easy. Now we are going to use it in the our function. Just copying it, deleting the constructor. Yeah, this way. Create a method string error message equal to prepare error message HTTP response. We are going to pass the HTTP response. Now creating the method, going to the method, pasting it. Now instead of this JSON, error JSON, deleting this, we are going to get the error from this type system itself. Get body. Error message. Instead of the double quotes, we are going to say error message. Paying it. Post going to the postman. Now passing it without the சரிங்களா? என்ன சரி, done response. Run. So just we need to give some more conditions like taking this out, close here, 7.6 point. So do not mention here is the online and also not put it inside the double quotes. Okay. Let's check the other response have changed or not. Because of it's only about 1 billion parameters, is somewhat not that much accurate. Yeah, missing the required parameter in this type API request. We can also say mention which parameter is missing. For saving it. See, on see. We are trying to remove the double quotes so that we don't have something like the appended backslash. So yeah, we have just increase the condition. So we this is what prompt we are doing. Yeah, the stripe API input the parameter missing error due to missing the lineup. We are missing the currency. So yes. So now we are going to remove the product name. Let's say removing it and saying yeah, error indicates product or product data parameter is missing from the API request. Yes, 4,000, 40,004. Everything is fine. Yeah, that's it for this video. Yes, we have come to the end of the session. To wrap it up, we have discussed like AI has evolved from simple programming to generative AI. In for the Stripe payment integration for error handling, we are using AI to simplify error handling. Spring AI brings the power of AI to Java developers without forcing us to learn any new language. Which we for using that Spring AI in our Java application. We are using client and prompt engineering and dynamic parameters to generate error message to summarizes the error. Uh, yeah, so much. So as far as why I am starting to learn from the Spring AI and trying to improve my skills in this area because in these upcoming years, being being comfortable with AI will no longer be an optional, will be essential, and Spring AI here helps us as Java developers stay ahead of the curve. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this video is been a valuable one. I am happy to so valuable one, and thank you for your time. Bye.